as you are knowing that I have covered inheritance, polymorphism, and what is an object oriented programming. So today I am going to cover abstraction in Java, and this is also feature of object oriented programming. Okay, so let's begin with a beautiful quote that is useful for you. Treat your password like your toothbrush. Don't let anybody else use it, and get a new one every 6 months. So this is the quote which you should remember, that password is very, very important for us, and password needs to be changed in every 15 days, not 6 months. But this is the quote, and it is said by Clifford Stoll. Okay, so let's begin with abstraction. Let's describe abstraction. As per dictionary, abstraction is the quality of dealing with ideas rather than events. For example, when we consider the case of email, complex details such as what happens as soon as you send an email, the protocol your email is having, you are not knowing, and it is hidden from the user. And only we are knowing that how to send, how to receive. So we can say that to send an email, you just need to type the content, mention the address of the receiver, and click send. Nothing more, you should worry about it. So this is the best example of abstraction. Likewise, in object-oriented programming, abstraction is a process of hiding the implementation details from the user. Only the functionality will be provided to the user. In other words, the user will have the information on what the object does instead of how it does it. Just like ATM machine, you are not knowing what are the functions which are going inside it. Only you know some of the relevant functions that customers are using it. So this is also an example of abstraction. You can achieve abstraction in two ways: abstract class, interface. So in this class we'll only learn about abstract class. Interface will come to learn in the next class. So as of now, let's understand this concept in more detail. Abstract class. Okay, so let's describe abstraction. Abstract class, a class which is declared using abstract keyword. The keyword means, you know that the Java keyword that is called reserved keywords, that is in the Java library. We are not supposed to give these reserved keywords as identifier. Therefore, abstract class must be declared with an abstract keyword. It can have abstract and non-abstract methods. So abstract class can have both abstract and non-abstract methods. It cannot be instantiated. Instantiated means we cannot create object of that abstract class. I'll let you know how it cannot be done. It is used for abstraction. So abstraction means, you know that some important parts will be taken out and the important matter will be hidden from the user. So just like, see this abstract class A. So whenever we are going to do abstraction, we have to create class as abstract class, and we have to use this abstract keyword just before class, and this is the name of the class. Abstract method, as we know that Abstract class can have abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So method that are declared without any body within an abstract class are called abstract method. Means no body is given inside abstract method. So abstract class A, abstract void call me. This is the method which is coming inside abstract class, and abstract keyword is used just before this method. Let's look at here. Abstract. The method body will be defined by its subclass. So here we are giving nothing, and if we want to assign something, then we have to create one more class that is called subclass, inheritance and superclass and subclass. So if you want to assign or define a value in this method, then we have to create another class, and that class should be extended. Let's look like this void call me, another class, another method void call me. This method is created in another class, and here we are printing this calling. So here we are assigning nothing over here, and if you want to assign something, then we have to create another method over here, and another method should be created in another class, and then only we can assign a value. Okay, so come to this program. Let's look at abstract class A, abstract void call me. This is abstract method, this is abstract class, name of the class is A, and this method is having nothing, and I want to assign something to this method. Then I have to create one more class, that is class B, and we should use this keyword to inherit the properties of this class A, extends A, and then void call me. This method is called over here, and in this method one property is assigned, that we are going to display something, system.out.println calling, and we are going to print through the main method. So public static void main string args. And just look at this, we are not supposed to create class A object over here, because this class is abstract class, and as I told to you, abstract class cannot have object. So that's why I am creating the object of subclass, not superclass, and this subclass is not abstract class. So just I am creating object of this class B. Object is also B, but in the small. This is capital, and the object is in small, and then use the new keyword to assign this object B, and then through this object we have to call this method in the main. So B dot call me, this method is being called over here in this main method, and then close it. So what you are finding over here, in this example we created an abstract class A that contains a method call me, and using class B we are extending the abstract class. So abstract class is extended into class B. Output calling, because here we are printing calling, so that's why output will come through this statement B dot call me calling. So this output will be calling. Okay, so let's again go through the abstraction. Abstract class with non-abstract method means class is abstract but method is not abstract. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. In the beginning I told you that abstract class can have both abstract method as well as non-abstract method. So let's look at this program. Abstract class A, and we are going to create abstract method first so that you can differentiate. Abstract void call me, nothing, no body is given over here. And now non abstract method, public void show. See, abstract keyword is not used over here. Here we are using, that's why this is abstract method, and here we are not using, that's why it is not an abstract method. Now in this non-abstract method, I am printing something like system.out.println. This is non-abstract method. This message is being printed. It is closed down, and now we want to print. Then we have to create another class to take the value of this method. So class B, and this is extends is the keyword, and we are calling this class A with the help of extends. Definition provided, because definition is not provided over here. We know that abstract method will not have any body, so that's why we have to provide body first. So void call me, this is the call me, and body is system.out.println calling. So abstract method is empty over here, but we can define a value in subclass, that is class B, and this is main class, and we are extending this class A. So here it is assign the value. Now main method, public static void main string args. Through this, again we cannot create an object of abstract class, so that's why we have to create an object of subclass. So subclass is B, and then this is an object of the B, small b, and then we have to assign through this new keyword and B the class name. Now calling the method, that method is abstract method, but we have assigned a value in the subclass and B dot show. So both method are being called over here in the main method, and let's look at the output. So calling, because call me is being defined over here, calling, and the show is already given a message. This is non-abstract method, so that's why through these both output are coming. So therefore we can say that abstract classes can have non-abstract method along with abstract method. But remember, while extending the class, provide definition for the abstract method. So when we extend, we are providing definition for the abstract method, because it is empty in the abstract class. So that's why we have to define it over here. Even we can't create object of superclass, therefore abstract class we have to create object of the subclass. Okay, so that means if you cannot create, then we have to create an object of subclass. Let's again go with abstraction. Points to remember about abstract class and method. An abstract class may or may not have an abstract method. Might be it is there or it should not be there. But if any class has even a single abstract method, then it must be declared abstract. If any single method is given, then it must be declared as a abstract, because class is abstract. Like this public abstract class A, abstract is there. So that's why abstract method is called. Abstract void call me. Abstract classes are never instantiated, means we cannot create object of that class into main method. And if you are creating, suppose you are creating an object of the main or superclass is A and object is obj, and if you are creating and then after compiling will get some error like this is class name Java 46a is abstract, cannot be instantiated, like this message will come. So that's why always we have to create an object of subclass in case of abstract class. When we extend abstract class with abstract method, you must define the abstract method in the child class or make the child class abstract. Class B extends A and void call me and then defining the value. So this is what abstraction, and abstraction can be done with the help of abstract class and abstract method. This is what we have learned today. In the next class I'll come with encapsulation. Till then, bye, thanks.